Very good afternoon to all of you. I, Dr. Sanjib Puttnaik, welcome you to our session. In the process of knowing something about total quality management, we have already seen its basic background, what it means, what are the building blocks, etc. In block 2, block 1. Now we are into block 2 of your particular course, which has been coded as MMPC-019, which is Total Quality Management. So block 2 consists of strategic perspectives. Today we shall be focusing on Total Quality Management, that is TQM, and business strategy. Before entering into any other thing, every organization runs its own operation or business. Now, the focus of the organization is how to have a long-term sustainability, or it will run for a length of time. That means it will continue to run in the future years. For that, they set up a mission at the beginning. Now that mission will guide the organization what kind of path it will be choosing in its future course of action. That is the strategy. That means what is the kind of thing, the way we should move on according to the mission of the organization. We set up what should be our business strategy. Now, in order to have a successful business strategy, how TQM is helping or has helped, and it will continually go on helping every organization to successfully manage its business strategy. That will be the focus of our particular unit, that is unit 5. Now, let us introduce ourselves to the particular topic, that means business strategy. When we are talking of business strategy, it is a systems approach to management. That means the total quality management will drive the system towards achieving the mission of the organization. Not only that, it will try to see that the organization matches the mission or the vision it has seen at the beginning and is systematically moving towards that path. Now, in order to achieve that, quality or the quality management program helps the organization. So we say it is a systems approach to management. What it does, it continually improves the value to customers. When we are talking about value to customers, that means customers, when they take our outputs, they pay something for that. In their mind, they create certain idea that for the amount they are paying, they should get this benefits. So that creates the value to customer. More are the benefits with lower cost, more is the value of the items that the customers are procuring. The total quality management continuously tries to improve the organization as a whole. That means the management, the process, the people, the activities, etc. So that the quality continuously is improving the value to customers. That should be the basic bottom line. How it does it? No. The total quality management designs and continuously improves process and systems. Now, not every process or system is developed or designed in order to achieve the best of the quality. In order to achieve the best of the quality, it requires certain kind of changes in the design, and the design should be adaptable to the future changes. That means the quality will continuously improve by what? Now, by improving the processes and systems in the long run. When you are talking of quality management, why this thing has come to the forefront? Why organizations are focusing mainly on the quality management aspect nowadays? This has happened due to certain factors or forces. What are some of the major forces that have led to quality management in various organizations, or new organizations are being set up with quality management policy in their background? One of the forces is liberalization. In India, we might have heard or read, or many of us must have seen, we went into a certain phase called as LPG during the year 1990s, specifically 1991-92. L stands for liberalization, P for privatization, G for globalization. When we are talking of liberalization, that means the clamps, the controls, the regimes of the government were broken down. They were minimized. The companies or organizations were allowed to act in an environment where they have to compete or fight it out with other competitors, not with the clamping down system, where no or other players were not visible in large numbers. We also have World Trade Organization WTO, which keeps track of the international business between various countries. If there are any disputes, World Trade Organization or WTO comes forward to resolve it. And doing business on the global front has become easier due to this World Trade Organization. Reduction in trade barriers. In earlier days, what was happening? If certain country was not matching the ideology of another nation, then they would put up some trade barriers. It means that the movement of the goods and services between that nation and our host nation will be stopped because they cannot cross the barriers. Thereby, what happens? A controlled regime is created. the organizations are not exposed to the quality aspect. So the advent of liberalization, World Trade Organization has seen a reduction in trade barriers. Foreign competition. Now, when you are liberalized enough, there is reduction in trade barriers. We may find that our host nations organization are facing competition from the foreign country items. For example, let us think of a period 30 years back. Yes, around 30 years at least. In those days, the most commonly available car in India was either Ambassador or Fiat. We are not finding the big names that were available all over India. And if they were brought to India, they were attracting a very huge amount of duties, customs duties, which made them out of reach from most of the people. So thereby what happened? Whatever the two companies had to offer, the people in the country, that means in India, they had to take it. They could not complain about the quality. They could not complain about the value for their money. What happened after liberalization? Na? Foreign competition came up. Now, at present, you find almost all the brand names. Either they have set up production units in India, or they bring down broken down kits and they try to assemble it here and sell it in the Indian market. They compete with other brands in terms of prices, but not by foregoing quality. So in that sense, what has happened? People or individual or population at large are able to get better quality cars at the best prices possible. So that means they were getting the best value or are getting the best value for their money or the amount spent. Another is demands by worldwide customers. Now, with we can say the technological advancement, the spread of information has become instantaneous through internets, etc. Whatever items, features that is coming up in any of the market, which is enhancing quality of a product, immediately people can see in other countries also. And they also demand that similar products in their country should have those kind of features, qualitative features. So demands by worldwide customer has come to a congruence. Whatever is available in other countries, that quality features are also available in India. So keeping in view of this, quality management has gathered a very high regards in the corporate or business strategy. Total quality management and the corporate strategic process. As we said, the corporate strategic process is always what the organization is going to do in the long run, what it is trying to achieve, what it is trying to looking ahead. So first we talk of the strategic formulation. That means what should be the strategy, the long-term mission of the organization that we are talking of. The second step is how to implement the total quality management so that the strategy that has been formulated or mission in other words can be achieved. So this deals with operations management. That means how your systems, processes, human resources are operating, how they are going in coherence, or you can say hand in hand with the mission objective. Either it can be long term, that means you set up the system design etc. for a long period of time, or it can also be for short term period also. Because we know in this rapidly changing globalized business world, the change in features etc. which represents the quality of a product is very necessary. In order to match that, you can also go for short-term strategic implementation, leading to overall long-term strategic implementation. Then we look at the total quality management and what it intends or tries to achieve in regards to the customer value strategy. Every organization nowadays cannot focus by keeping a distance from its customers. Either it's already regular customers or potential customers. So what should be the strategy that should be adopted in order to enhance the customer value? The first thing is the customer satisfaction. How can we get customer satisfaction? Let us think ourselves as a customer of a particular organization's brand. Suppose let us take the example of a mobile phone, and the company is suppose Samsung. We are looking at a price range of 25,000 to 30,000 rupees. So by paying that much money, what are the various features I will be getting? Is it comparable with other brands in that price band? Are we getting the same features? So if we are getting the same features, then we are satisfied. Yes, our value for money has been taken care of. Now how we shall get delight? Now, if we get some extra things apart from the required things by the customers, customers will be delighted. Suppose in the price band of 25,000 to 30,000 rupees, Samsung mobiles is giving us or other brands are giving us 50 megapixel cameras. But what has Samsung done? It has come up with a 100 megapixel camera. So we should be delighted. We are getting more than what was required by us, but not at a price. That means the value has enhanced for us. It delights us. When we have features which are more than required features with the same price band. Next is the competitive strategy and customers. Now here organizations have to balance between two things. We have competitors on one hand and customers on the other hand. Now, if an organization is looking towards its competitors, that means we are following them. We are trying to look at what they are doing. How shall we match them? On the other hand, we are keeping aside the customer's requirement. But no, think about customers. They are those for which the organization has come to existence. Customers can be either your already existing customers or potential customers. Now, if you go for meeting the requirements of the customers, then obviously you will have or retain the existing customers. Apart from that, you will also gain some potential customers also, or you may draw some customers from your competitors. In other words, quality with a focus on customers' requirement drives the organization. The third aspect in customer value strategy is quality and low cost. Customers always want as much features as possible, as much functionalities as possible in the products they are purchasing. But regards to price, it should be the barest minimum. You will be finding in the marketplace as technology advances or the changes, the prices of the items get decreased. If it is a new product, very few competitors are there or negligible competitors are there, you may find the products to be very high priced. But when the particular item or the output or the product gains acceptance in the market, you will find lots of competition. The technological advancement will be driving the cost of manufacturing or the processing towards the bottom. So thereby you will be having a low cost for your product, and customers need that, the best of the quality at a low cost. Total quality, cost leadership and differentiation. Think of a particular item. Just now we are discussing about mobile phones. Think about a price band of 25,000 to 30,000. There are players like Samsung, like Sony, like what other brands, MI, you can say Vivo, Oppo, etc. Now you will find many customers will be moving towards the Samsung brand. Why? Now there is something in the product Samsung that differentiates the product from other brands. Similarly, you can take many other examples for different categories of products. There are some products by particular organizations which will be providing some kind of differentiation from the other items. So, how it helps? High quality innovation, learning, and economies of scale will lead us to the cost leadership. Yes, higher the quality we maintain, the lower is the chances of failure or the chances of defects. In other words, when defects are lowered, then the cost of the items produced also gets reduced. New innovations bring about technological advancement in the material format, in the cutting edge technology, etc. That may drive the cost downwards. Similarly, as we find workers working in the organization, as they go on learning more and more, they gain experience, and ultimately what happens? They work at a faster rate, but not at the expense of defectives, thereby leading to increase in productivity. And finally, when volume of production gets higher and higher, company goes for economies of scale. That means cost will be minimized. When cost will be minimized, we can have leadership in the market share by offering the best price to the market. Mintzberg said differentiation of the products from other items or other organization can be done by quality. You may find that in mobile phones, in cars, in dress, etc. etc. What are the strategies adopted for differentiation by quality? The image of the organization. Organization builds its image as a quality producing unit or an organization which is delivering the best quality over the years, then it creates a certain image in the mind of the general market. Similarly, design of the product also plays in the minds of the customer. If the design is looking nice, feeling good, then customers definitely will be attracted. Prices, we say lower it is, the better it is for the customer, but not at the expense of the quality or the features. And finally, how much support, how much customer care you are able to deliver. Because if anything happens to the product that you have sold to a customer and it requires in future some kind of support, how can we get it? So differentiation, we can say, is dedication to provide flawless quality. There will be no compromise on quality or let down on quality. And on the basis of cost leadership, we add value to customers. Now, up till now, we are talking of customer values. Now, how can that customer value be achieved? According to Garvin, we have 8 aspects which drives the customer value upwards, or customer value is derived from this 8 points according to Garvey. What are the, let us see. First one is performance. Every item a organization is producing, be it a product or services, is intended to perform certain basic tasks. Let us take a product called as mobile phones. Basic performance, or the performance, is making calls, use of internet facilities. Now, these are the basic standards which has to be maintained in the products. That means the items should be performing according to the basic requirements of the customer. Performance, better performance leads to higher customer value. Features. Now the mobile phone, apart from providing the basic tasks like call making or the internet browsing or facilities, it also have other facilities like the cameras, the video recorders, the health system monitoring, etc., etc. So more the feature, more is the customer value that we will be getting out of the product. The product should be reliable. What do we mean by that? Now it should be functioning according to the set standards when we require it. It should not fail in its performance at the time of the need. So the product should stand up to perform according to the set standards in the time of need. Conformance. Mobile phones, suppose it has a life period of 5,000 hours or 10,000 hours, that means the standard has been set. At least the mobile phone should be conforming to those number of working hours, or almost all mobile phones of the organization of the particular brand should be conforming to the set standards. Similarly, the batteries. The battery of the mobile phone, suppose, is intended to run for 5 years. It has to conform to the set standards in almost all cases. Durability. We can say the particular product, the example we are discussing is mobile phone, should be durable enough. What do you mean by durability? Now, it should work according to the set standards. It should not break down or it should not get damaged. Another thing is serviceability. The item should be produced in such a way or designed in such a way that it will allow for easy service or availability of spare parts or service personnel or service points will be easy to locate or find, and we get a very speedy service. The faster the service we can maintain, the better is the customer value. Aesthetics. When we look at any item, immediately a picture comes to our mind. How does it look? How does it feel if we touch it? How the design fits to the lifestyle, etc. etc. So all these things combinedly will form the aesthetics parts of a product. So better aesthetics will enhance the customer value. Perceived quality. Many organizations are there who have grown big through the foundations of the quality aspect. So these foundations of the quality aspect, customers are already using it over a fair length of time. Now, suppose a potential customer thinks about procuring that same item, a similar item of the same organization. Immediately into the mindset of the potential customer comes a picture that what is the quality of the particular item of that particular organization. Think about, we are going to purchase a LED TV. Immediately we think brand names like Sony or Samsung. Why does it happen? Now, because we have seen from other places, we have heard from other peoples that these brands are of very high quality. So it creates a perceived quality in the minds that also generates the customer value or increases the customer value. So these are the 8 different aspects as given by Garvin in order to enhance the customer value. Now, apart from those 8 aspects as given by Garvin that we have seen in the last slide, we have certain other aspects which we can add to the tally of already existing 8. So here now we find Schoenberger has given 4 additional aspects. That means already Garvin had given 8 and Schoenberger is now giving 4. It makes it total 8 different aspects which drives the customer value. Now what did Schoenberger say? Quick response. In the marketplace, we know that customers' taste, likings or requirements change at a very fast rate. Now, if you find due to certain latest technology, products with higher features or better features are coming into the market, the organization should be directed in the way such that it responds to the requirement of the marketplace, that means the customer, and it should be very fast. As fast as we can match the market requirements, we'll move with the market. If we make late, then what will happen? By the time we cope up with the change and come up to the market, that already existing changed item might already have been changed again, and you may suffer in the market. Another is quick change response. Now the items that are being produced as outputs, be it product or service, are done through a conversion process. That means where inputs are converted into the required outputs. Now, the outputs are subject to the change in the customer taste, preferences, etc. in the marketplace. So our systems, processes, workers, etc. should be well adaptable enough so as to quickly respond to produce the items as required by customers in the marketplace. You have to quickly change yourself as an organization. The third thing is humanity. Yes, the organizations should be human enough to think about the environment and take care of the future to come and limit the damage to the environment to near zero or zero. And finally, the value. When you are talking of value, as given by Schoenberger, we talk of three things: realized value, sacrificed value, and net value. What is realized value? Now, when we purchase any product, we get various features, we get aesthetics, we get serviceability, we get reliability, we get durability, etc. All these things combinedly form the value of the product, or what the customer thinks that he has got from the product. In order to get that value, the customer has to sacrifice something. What is that something? His money or her money, their time, their what we can say, research works. That means which product is better or not. So they sacrifice certain value on that front. So realized value, what we get out of the thing we are procuring. Sacrifice value is what we have to give out in order to get that particular item. Then finally, we get the net value, which is the difference of realized value and sacrificed value. If realized value is higher than sacrificed value, we get positive net value. Other way around, if realized value is lower than sacrificed value, then we get negative net value. We can say positive net value enhances the customer's value, whereas the negative value reduces the customer value. Now, how can we determine the customer value? What are the systems that are available or we can use in order to determine the customer value? Let us take a look at that. The first one is the data collection. Now, how do we know that a customer is satisfied? How much value he or she is deriving from the product? So we go for large scale surveys and interviews. So when we go for surveys and interviews, we get feedback from the customer regarding the value they are getting from their particular items. The customers from whom or for whom we will conduct the surveys and interviews so that we can know what are the customer values. We can divide the customer into two categories. One is the present customers, that means the existing customers. Second is the potential customers, that means people who are thinking to go for our products. So we can conduct surveys and interviews for both present customers and potential customers. Now, by conducting survey and interviews, what are the things we are getting? Now we ask them to answer certain questions. Those answers provides us the basis to analyze and find out the customer requirements and satisfaction. So once we have gathered the information, we go for the analysis part and find what are the customer requirements or how much they are satisfied. Now, there is also a focused group interview to find the problems. That means in order to find out the problems in value of our products, how can we do that? We go for focused group interviews. What is that focused group interview? Now let us think of an example. Not all people, suppose let us think of a product that is, we can say, a tab, computer tab. Not all people are adaptable with the use of tab. Mobiles, many of them are knowing or they are having and they are able to use it. But tabs, it is very rarely used by all the people. Now, the people who are using tabs, we form a group of them and ask them what are the problems with the tabs that our organization is providing. Since they are the users, they can provide better answers to us. Instead of asking any people anywhere who may or may not provide the exact answers, the focused group or the particular educated ones on that particular product will give us particular problematic areas. Now this customer value determination system has to be designed so as to enhance the customer value. The TQM and stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders of an organization? The customers. Yes, for whom we are producing the item or the organization has been set up. Then we think of supplier partnering. What has happened? In earlier days, we were having large number of suppliers, but it was becoming a hectic job to keep track of all the suppliers, what they are supplying, how much they are supplying, at what time they are supplying. Instead of that, the Japanese have come up with KRS2, a technique which says that limit your number of suppliers. Ask the suppliers that they should provide you a variety of items. That means number of suppliers are less and you can better monitor them and you can work in partnership with them in designing the components, and they also will help you in providing the items. Another technique is just in time. Now, if suppliers are reliable enough, this just in time technology, which is used in Japan mainly, they can know which are the components required at what exact moment. So they will deliver the required number of components at the input point at the needed hour. So instead of building up inventory, placing orders, etc., you can go for just in time. And finally, the owners or the stakeholders. Now, these owners, always we say they have a profit motive. Now, where from the profit will come, or the wealth maximization of owners will come? Now, when the organization grows big, this can be done through the quality management. What are the corporate strategic alternatives available to us? Now we can have related diversification as well as unrelated diversification. Now, when we are talking of related diversification, we are talking of producing items in the same field. Suppose you are producing mobile phones, you can go for producing tabs. You can go for producing the components of mobile phones like Bluetooth earphones, etc. Think about unrelated diversification. I'll take the example of a company, Mahindra. Mahindra was initially set up to produce the jeeps. Then later on, it went into small passenger vehicles like tempos, etc. It went into huge financial crisis, but later on, it has diversified into a number of other unrelated businesses like the IT sector, like you can say aerospace division, etc., which are not related to its original manufacturing area. Now, when you are going for quality business plan, the things that we should bear in our mind is what should be the mission, and in order to go for the mission, what should be the strategies and policies to be adopted. Now, the principle and values which will drive the quality plan in the organization should be laid down, and it should be laid down for the organization as a whole, and it should trickle down to the processes. The employees who will actually conduct the business plan regarding the quality should be trained enough, educated enough regarding the way to carry out the business plan. Then we think of what are the resources needed in order to have the quality plan. And finally, what are the goals? Have we achieved it? If we have achieved it, how much we have achieved it? That means the measurement criteria in quantitative terms should be set up. Why do quality strategies fail? The answers are obviously simple. It has been seen in many organizations. It is the top management who will guide the quality strategy. If they are reluctant to provide the right direction, that means lack of top management direction, quality strategy will fail. Who will implement the quality strategy? It is the employees. They should be educated enough or trained enough in order to adopt the quality strategy. Failure on that front will lead to the failure of quality strategy. In some organization, we have over bureaucratic setup. That means whatever are the things to be done, it is seen that it has to go through a large number of paraphernalia. Many administrative levels should be there who will pass the thing, and ultimately when it boils down that it gets through, then there is not much use of that. So over bureaucratic setup leads to failure of quality strategy. So what we can do for the success of quality strategy? We have seen large number of Japanese organizations like Toyota, like Mitsubishi, like Sony, etc. Many European brands are there, American brands are there, which have gone for quality strategy and have become successful. Top management should support the quality strategy. There should be clearly mentioned tasks, who will be doing, what they will be doing, when they should be doing, when they should start and when they should finish it. That means the time scales. This should be clearly specified. There should be a particular mechanism to track the progress. That means how the quality strategy is being implemented. Another requirement for success of quality strategy is to mobilize the employees. The employees should be trained enough, educated enough, and motivated enough so that they understand what will happen by adopting the quality strategy, not only to the organization, but what things will trickle down to them also. And finally, the organization structure should be appropriate for the success of quality strategy. So, taking view of all the things that we have discussed today, we can say, yes, organization of today's world have to be quality organization. And these are some of the basics they have to do. With this, we end up our session today. Thank you.